Have you ever wondered if your spirit guides are talking to you, and if so, what they're saying and how they're communicating with you? Well, this video is for you. In it, I'm going to talk about 7 ways that our spirit guides send us messages, nudge us, communicate with us so that we can be better aligned with the path that we were designed to take when we wrote our spiritual contracts, or to rescue us from difficult situations that we probably are best steering clear from. I want to begin with a couple of caveats before we dive in. These messages from your spirit guides, they're pretty often around us, they surround us. We are either tapped into them or we're not. And it'll depend on the kind of relationship that we already have with our spirit guides, the faith that we have in the idea of actually receiving spirit guide messages, our intuitive gifts and abilities, and the amount of time that we have to actually pay attention to some of these things. So all of these will be factors, and it'll change your experience. Also, who your spirit team is, who is in your spirit team, what their characteristics are, what kind of messages and approaches they like to take. So it's a little complicated. It can get complicated, but some of the ways are pretty straightforward. And we'll start with the first one. That's actual sound or clairaudiences, messages in your head. And these can be as straightforward as the word stop when you're about to cross the road and there's a speeding car that just ran through the red light, and you listen to it and you're here today on account of that message. Or it could be something a little bit more subtle, like the whisper of a name ear that you don't know of, or it's a person that you're not aware of and that you'll happen to encounter that day or that week, and that might be a meaningful person for you in your life at that particular point in time, or even going forward. So there's sound and words. The other way is through repeating patterns. So you might see things like angel numbers that would fall in those categories, and angel numbers are sequences of repeating numbers like 1111, 3333, 888. Whatever the number it is, it's often considered a sign from our spirit team, our angels. With angels often being part of our spirit teams, we typically have at least one. And so these are things that you can look forward to, and they each have meanings. So you can look up what the angel number you'll see means online. And the ones that I see most often are 1111. 1111 is a time that, either by coincidence or design, I often am just looking at my clock or my microwave and I'm seeing that one. And 333. So these are the numbers that I'm getting. They're usually positive signs that I'm on the right path and that I'm being spiritually guided. And so that often makes me feel validated and like I'm on the right path. So check out some of the meanings for whatever angel numbers you might be seeing. But we can't limit ourselves to just angel numbers. There are patterns in our lives that repeat. So a song that might have been stuck in your head, you might hear it at the grocery store that day while you're driving your car back to your home, and all of a sudden a friend that you've invited over for dinner starts humming it. And it doesn't have to be the latest hit, the chart-topping pop hit. Like, it can be any song, and probably the more obscure, the better the sign. And so pay attention to the words of those songs, or the year it was released, or the name of the artist. What kind of message can you get out of it? The lyrics, obviously, or the feeling that you get. The feeling that you get from listening to it. Another way is coincidences. So you'll be thinking about something or someone, and whoops, there they are as you're walking down the street. That is a nudge from your spirit team. They would have planted that idea in your mind, or that person in your mind, and that's why you're thinking about them. And then there they are. You're meeting them as expected. Or you've been thinking about joining a race, doing a foot race, and wouldn't you know, you're opening up your computer. You haven't mentioned it to anybody, so it's not as though Google's listening to you and spying on you, as Google tends to do. But you'll see somebody in your feed talking about a race that they just signed up for, or there'll be an article in the newspaper. It just happens. And so the ideas that tend to come out of nowhere and that later become validated in our day-to-day, those are typically signs from our spirit team. Pay attention to those. It's probably a good thing that you're getting it. So that's method number 3. Method number 4, by signs that you've actually requested yourself. So what does that mean? You can ask your spirit team to give you a sign, to say either that you're on the right path, to help you with a decision that you need to take, or whatever. You can talk to your spirit team, and typically they can and do respond. And I'll give you an example. So a few weeks ago, I took a break from this channel. I went on holiday with my family, and I was a little apprehensive about the trip. I was going with several families with their kids, and I was worried that I might be a little overstimulated by the boat and the experience, and that I'd be taking a break from my spiritual work. And so I asked my spirit team, okay, guys, I'm a little apprehensive about this trip. Is it going to be all right? Have I made the right choice about taking this trip? And if that's the case, please just give me a sign. And the first thing that popped into my head was, okay, well, put a coin in my path in the next 24 hours, and I'll know that this is the right thing for me to be doing. And I went about my business. The next day, we were supposed to take our boat, and so I'm wheeling my luggage up to the port, and on my way there's a shiny little nickel. And it's not as though I was thinking about it at that moment in time. I had completely forgotten I'd even made that request. I was just really focused on getting onto the ship. We had arrived dead last in the parking lot, weren't sure that we were going to make it on. So I was rushing. But my attention was immediately drawn like a laser to this coin on the ground. And so that was my validation. So you can ask your spirits and they will tell you what it is you want to hear or hear about, for example. Another way that your spirit team can be talking to you is in your dreams. If you're having a dream that seems particularly meaningful to you, again, perhaps there's some repetition in there, that might be your spirit team trying to communicate something to you. Yes, it could also be your subconscious working through some of the day's thoughts, but those ideas can also be influenced by your spirit team. So pay attention to that, or they might actually speak to you directly in the spirit realm. So keep a dream journal. If you're not very good at remembering what your dreams are, the more you document them, the more your brain is going to remember those dreams afterwards, because it becomes a significant event that it now knows to draw its attention to. Way number 6 that your spirit team is communicating with you is through what is called Frisson. And Frisson or goosebumps, and this tingly feeling you get down your spine. It could be both pleasurable or a little uncomfortable depending on the situation. And I get these a lot. This is a way I know if there's a situation that I find deeply moving, music that is talking to my heart, deeply into my heart, or I have a thought that tends to be spiritual, or an idea that just pops into my brain that all of a sudden is this knowing that, yes, this is not just me having these random ideas. There's kernel and truth in there. I will experience frisson. So pay attention if that is a way that you can receive messages. That can be pretty meaningful too. Way number 7 is through your inner feelings. Sometimes you might feel agitation. Sometimes you might feel unease or butterflies, or like there's a motor inside of you and you just got to move and you just got to do something. If you're sure it's not anxiety and it's caused by something that's happening in the physical or mental space, then that could be, again, a sign from your spirit team that you have to do something, or that they want you to do something that will be beneficial to you. So this could be, for example, today I had this All week I had no idea about what my next video would be. I wasn't quite feeling inspired by the topic that I had chosen, and it wasn't working. All of a sudden today, bam, I was hit with inspiration, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to put you aside. I have work to do, busy day at work. But no, the spirit was very insistent, and the idea of that video kept coming to me, and I felt that anxiety in my belly. And I know that that's not going to go away until this video is recorded and complete. Now, this could be different for everybody. You have to trust your own intuition and trust your own gut so that you can be able to interpret what that message is and to know, right? It's not just, oh, I have a weird feeling, must be my spirit team. You have to trust your inner knowing. You have to ask yourself, is this my spirit team? And if your intuition, if your knowing says yes, then go with that. It isn't always. So you have to practice your discernment and learn to trust that little voice on the inside. Now, I want to close with a little caveat, is that yes, our spirit team is talking to us all the time. We'll hear them more if we have developed a stronger relationship with them, if we talk to them every day, we greet them in the morning, we acknowledge them at night, we share our problems with them, we ask them for guidance. We're going to have a stronger relationship. And so we'll be more likely to both notice the times that they're trying to talk to us. We'll be better suited to interpret those messages because we have experience with them. And also it'll just become clearer because the energy that we exchange becomes stronger and stronger. But what I do want to say is that they may be sharing messages with you. They may have suggestions for what you can do, but remember, you're always in the driver's seat. This is your life, yours, your contract. You may have had things that you wanted to do before incarnating, but you get to choose. And so if you're off your path, it'll be uncomfortable until you get back on it, but you get to decide for the most part when that is. In closing, and in case I haven't done this yet, my name is Maria. I am a Reiki practitioner, a yoga teacher, a mom and a worker, and right now I am a content creator that's focusing on getting information to energy workers and light workers about experiences and tools and techniques that are going to be helpful to them, to us, during our spiritual awakening and our journey, things that I wish I had known when I started my path, and hopefully create a space in this community that's going to be helpful for everybody to ask questions, explore different topics, and enjoy our special brand of weird. So if you like this video, if you found some value in it, please comment, like, subscribe. All of that stuff really helps a little growing channel like me, helps me know that this information is helpful to people and that there's interest in me to continue to do more. So on that, thank you so much. If you're interested in learning about some of your clairsenses and how to develop them, or about common experiences you might feel as a Reiki practitioner or an energy worker that you might not have discussed during class, I have those 2 videos linked up at the end, so feel free to explore those or any other topic on this channel that's interesting to you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.